Hi, I'm Cassie, and welcome to the land. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're just checking us out, welcome. It's been a few minutes since we've shared anything. It's been a little hectic. As you guys know, life sometimes gets in the way, and you might not quite have time for those things that you would love to do. But we're back, and hopefully we will get back on track and be able to keep sharing with you our busy springtime. Today I just want to catch you up on everything that's been going on around here and what we've got accomplished so far this year, and just show you around and let you see what we got going on. If you guys watched a few videos back, I had a jungle going on in the dining room. Well, I started those plants way too early, so they had to go out before it was really time. And here it has been so windy. The wind has just been relentless until today. It's literally been at 30 miles an hour sustained winds, wind gusts like crazy. We've lost my granddaughter's playground. It just got destroyed. So it's been a rough start with the wind. Anyway, all of those plants we did get out, and they are still alive. They are a little wind blown, but we're going to start out. I'm going to take you back here to our trailer, what we call the trailer garden, and show you what we got planted out there and what it looks like. Okay, so this is one of our raised beds in the trailer garden, and I'm kind of excited about this little thing. These plants right here, they were some of the ones that I started way too early, but they are doing so much better now. We kind of had to stake them up because they were so tender, and this wind has been absolutely crazy. So we just kind of put a stick in them and have held them up, and we are starting to get some fruit making on here. So very excited. Those are the Aunt Molly's ground cherries. And then we've also got some huckleberry plants started, and they're doing really well. They also have blooms and berries on them already. This is my raised bed of garlic, which you guys have seen on previous videos. It's still going good and looks like it's growing just fine. Back behind it, my husband transplanted some blackberries that were coming up outside the fence where we have them, and just moved them back here, and they're already making some berries as well. So this is one of my asparagus beds. I have two of them. This one is doing okay. I mean, it's making asparagus. This is the third year for these plants. So I have harvested some, and I have had some, and it tastes amazing. And we do have a few, it's still coming up. I think I'm going to leave this bed alone and not harvest anything else out of it. For some reason, it's not doing as well as the other and not making as much. So, not quite sure. There's been nothing come up in the center. I don't know why. It's just coming up around the edges of the bed. So, I don't know what happened to the middle. Then over here we have some tomato plants. My brother-in-law had started some tomatoes. I'm not sure what kind of seeds, what variety, if he got them, just started some seeds from the store or what, but he started them and brought them out and wanted us to go ahead and plant them and see what happened. They're doing okay. They had a little shock. He just had them in some pots that were a little bit small. They got too big for them, but they're still alive, and we have got a few tomatoes, small tomatoes off of them. So. And then my brother-in-law also started some cucumbers. Again, I don't know what varieties they are or what. They're kind of having a hard time right now. This wind and everything, and the transplanting of them just kind of got them a little sad, but I'm hoping that they pick up. So basically the trailer garden, we're just getting started with it, with all of them really. So they not doing too bad so far. All right, I think the last video we did was me planting the potatoes and leeks and all of that in the melon patch. So let's take a look and see what's going on in there. We have added a couple things since we planted the potatoes. We have some sweet peas and then some snap peas. My oldest son, that's his favorite thing, is snap peas, so we usually try to plant him some of those. Those tomato plants that we started, we've got the Determinate Tomatoes in this patch here from that first batch we planted. They are a little sad. They are starting to perk up though. They are got some blooms on them. So I'm hoping that they get a little bit better as we go. And then we have another windblown little huckleberry plant. And then we have some mini bell tomatoes. It's a tiny plant with some tiny tomatoes. All of the stuff I think you guys seen me plant for winter things that I was gonna try, yeah, it all died. Except for a few cabbages, and I'm not holding out real strong hopes for that. And then a few kohlrabis. Again, I'm not holding out a lot of hope for those, but we'll see. I'm gonna leave them in the ground, not gonna hurt anything. Let's walk around here. Now, the potatoes that you guys seen me planting, yeah, they don't look so great either. But we're gonna see how they do. I'm hoping it's warming up, starting to warm up now. I think last night's supposed to be the last cooler night that we have here. So these should pick up and start doing a little bit better. And then all the leeks and the shallots that I planted, I don't even think, there might be a couple that have come up, but I don't think that's going to work out very well. I think next time I try it, this is about the third time that I've tried the leeks and the shallots, just direct seeding them. I think we're going to skip the direct seeding next year or next time and just try to plant those. So I think what I've decided next time on anything in the alum family, I think I'm going to try to start those inside in trays before I direct seed again. I've tried it a few times and I've never got anything to work. So I think my best bet is either to buy slips or to start those in trays before I plant them out. Okay, I'm up at what we call the road garden. We've just started planting this in the past few days, and let me show you what we got. Okay, up at the top end, we've put up so far 3 trellises. It's just cattle panels and T-posts bended. We're gonna put 3 different kinds of cucumbers there. We have one of them done. We a couple days ago, before a big rainstorm, we were trying to get everything planted. We made it to those cucumbers. The pickling cucumbers are in, and we got some Armenian and then some dark cucumbers that we're going to put in. And then the plan is, in these spaces up here, we're going to put in 2 more trellises for some beans, and then just start filling this garden up with everything that we can have up here. I think we're going to put some squash up here, different types of squashes, and then we're going to reserve a lot of this space with the weeds barrier down. We are going to use for melons. And then here on the rest, on this pot, we do have this portion of the garden in. We did get that done before the rain came. We have got some corn, half of this is corn on this end, and then the other half is a few different, actually 4 different varieties of okra. And then we have at the top, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 rows of 3 double rows or 4 double rows of spinach. Some different kinds of spinach. Me and my husband both, we love spinach, so we thought we'd try and grow us enough of it this year. Maybe we can put up a little bit. I don't know that we'll grow enough for that, but we'll see. So this is still working on. Hopefully we can get some more of those cucumbers later this evening. I think we're going to try to finish the cucumbers and maybe put up them other trellises. Okay, and this is our main garden area, or what we call the main garden. We have got a lot of those plants that I started inside too early out here, and they are being troopers and actually doing pretty good. I think I actually seen a paste tomato already forming, so maybe it's actually going to work. So let's take a look in here and I'll show you what all we got going on. So these are our Thornless Blackberries, and this is the 3rd year that they've been in, and they are doing amazing. They are loaded down with blackberries. We are going to have a ton of blackberries this year. I'm very excited. Usually we haven't so far got enough out of the garden to make it into the house with them. Between me and my granddaughter, we eat them before we get to do anything else with them. So we ended up with basically 2 rows of Indeterminate tomatoes, and then a row of peppers and a few eggplants and some tomatillos down here on the end. Hopefully I didn't plant them too close together. I don't think I did. But we shall see. They're looking pretty good. They are starting to recover from, I just cannot express to you how windy it's been. But they're starting to fill out and starting to look a little bit better. And like I said, I think down here, let me find it. Somewhere I believe I found a little tomato. Yep, there it is. First little paste tomato. I've never even tried to grow paste tomatoes till this year, so hopefully we got 2 different varieties, an Amish paste and then this one, which I will butcher the name. I can't even tell you, but I'll put it down here on the video maybe. Also in this area, we're gonna do a little experiment with this tarp or this weed cloth and some corn, just to see if it works and see how it works. We have our main crop of corn, sweet corn, up at the front in the row garden, but I wanted to try this variety and see what happens. So that's right there, right next to the strawberries, which are already starting to do some berries. And then my second asparagus bed, which it's got a bunch of weeds in it, but it's really producing quite a bit. I'm the only one that eats asparagus, so we don't really need a whole lot of that. No one's gonna eat it but me, so I'm happy though. So as far as the garden goes, that's about it for now. We are in the area we live. We're about 1 week into the ideal planting time on some things, and we're about a week early on other things. So we're gonna try to get everything in that needs the direct seeding that we're doing. We're gonna try to get all of that in this weekend, by the end of the weekend. So like I said, a week late on some, a week early, so we'll see how that works out for us. I did, because I started all of those tomatoes and pepper plants so early, and I was really afraid they weren't gonna grow well and they would end up dead, I started a whole nother batch. So I again have my dining room full of tomatoes and peppers. So if we do not get tomatoes and have extra peppers this year, there's something wrong with us. Because I have probably another 40, I think 42 tomato plants and another 30 pepper plants, and then a few odds and ends, other things that I wanted to make sure that lived. So we're gonna give them probably till next week to get about to a good size of planting out and make sure that we're really over all this cool weather. A little update on the chickens. You know, we've expressed before about how I didn't want to have to coop up the chickens and wanted to leave them free ranging, and was really pretty adamant I didn't want them cooped up. Well, in 2 weeks time we lost 4, maybe 5 chickens to hawks. So we decided that they were going to be not really cooped up, but they were going to be fenced in and have a little bit of their own area. So right there behind me is the entrance to the new little chicken area. So here from the entrance to the fenced in area, they have quite a big area. It goes, you may not be able to see it in the video, but it's probably 50 feet that way, and then goes all the way back to our property line fence, and then right here along this side of the garden. So they have quite a big area. It hasn't stressed them out at all. They're happy as can be out here. So I have no regrets in doing this. I think it's great. We haven't lost a single chicken since we've done it, and it's been about a month now. Right here you can see our grapevines, some wild grapevines. Stephen pulled out of the tree a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and just trellised up a little bit. The chickens are loving jumping up there to try to get the grapes off, but they're doing good. The chickens we did, might have seen, yeah, I think we have in another video where I talked about our rooster that we were going to cull. We ended up changing our minds on that, and let's change spots and I'll show you what we decided with him. Everything that was going on with the avian flu and all of that, we decided that maybe we should just keep the rooster, and we gave him a couple ladies, and same breed, they're all the Australorps. So we decided we would try our hand at raising our own chicks and see how that goes. So the hens have just now started laying, so hopefully here soon we will have enough that we can hatch them. So we do have some more animals on the way. They will not be here until July, or hopefully we will still get them in July. We have some turkeys. We're going to try our hand at that this summer, and then some meat chickens. Now, the hatchery that we ordered the meat chickens from, they did have a case of avian flu, and so we're not 100% that we'll still be getting the meat chickens or not. I don't know. I haven't heard from them saying that we would not. So I don't know if maybe the particular breed that we had ordered wasn't affected or was not in that barn that they had to cull. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll still get them. If we don't, we'll try it again later and see what happens there. Other than the turkeys and the chickens, the meat chickens that we'll be doing, we are considering some pigs, getting a couple of feeder pigs, and that may be something. We may not do that here on our property. It may be in conjunction with one of my sisters at their property. We'll see. We're still kind of working out the details on that, but we will definitely let you know once that we decide what we're doing. Other than that, it's pretty busy. We're gonna, like I said earlier, we're going to try to get the rest of the garden in, and hopefully we will have the opportunity to share more with you than we have been the past month. It's just been kind of crazy. So, but thank you so much for tuning in and watching the video. If you liked it and would like to see more, please like the video, share it with your friends on social media, and subscribe to the channel. That will help us out here. And as always, I say just do it. If you got an idea, and the way that the world is right now, we really just need to do it. It's something in the back of your mind itching, saying, oh, you know what we could do? Now's the time to just do that. All right, so with everything that